got to talking to my big brother, Big C, Clarence Williams. Brother, I want to ask you something else, man. What was one of the first things that you had to adapt to in society, man?
Just how much things have changed. Like
Yeah.
I'm going on five. Me and Suba are going on 5 years in February.
Shout out,
You know,
hold on, shout out to Suba.
aka Big Chase.
Yeah, yo.
Yo,
My,
but just man, just
yeah,
learning how to use your phone. Like when we went in, remember we barely had flip phones. Flip phones had just came out. So now you
yeah,
come, now you're coming out, and everything like no one has landlines anymore. So
yeah,
everything's going to, and then people can constantly contact you. So
yeah,
you got a walking computer in your hand, bro.
yeah, yeah,
It's amazing. But also
yeah,
for the bros who are coming home, man,
yeah, I
go in
know.
the shop, bro. You're gonna be so overwhelmed with the amount of choices that you have, because inside, man, you got black sneakers or white sneakers, blue jeans or black
Yeah,
jeans, bro. You gonna get out
yeah,
here, Akhi. Man, listen, alhamdulillah, wait till you get out here, Shay. You're gonna see a whole
yeah,
new world. You know,
yeah,
Quran says, "Oh, you who believe, don't think you won't be tested.
yeah, man.
Tested you. You're gonna be tested every day, every
Yeah,
day,
man. Yeah,
every day."
man. Um, there's some things that obviously, somebody, my significant other, passed away, man, and
Yeah, my
but
condolences, man. May Allah
yeah,
replace it.
yeah, man, yeah, man, but I remember, man, I was real apprehensive about kind of like being around certain people and being in certain groups because a lot of things that can happen to us inside here, man, but. I think, man, once I started going to the group that you and Billy Powell started, man, back then it had an effect on me. Would you like to tell people about Mending Souls?
Yeah, Mending Souls was a self help group that Billy Powers came up with. We sat down, we wrote up a curriculum. It was me, him, a couple of professors from Bridgewater State University. And
Yeah,
it was a way for us to connect on a deeper level. Not the surface stuff that we're used to when we're incarcerated. We're used to giving that surface level. I really don't trust you. I don't want to be vulnerable. It was a space that we figured those of us who had had that amount of time in with serving life could find ways to better ourselves. And also, it was a self help group, man, because we knew each other best. It was lived experience. So that's kind of what the work I do
yeah,
now, working for a peer recovery center. It's peer
yeah,
based. Like, you have to have lived experience in order to sometimes connect with people. So,
yeah.
Mending Souls
What?
did a lot of good work.
Yeah. Yo, again, man, I salute you, man. I'm so proud of you, brother. So proud of you, brother. I can't wait. In a matter of months, man, when I see you on the out, man, I'm just gonna hug you, man, and I'm just proud.
Race me to
Word the
it, brother.
word, yeah, man.
Trust
The
me, Shank.
words,
Don't
I
worry
can't
about it, man.
even.
I'm gonna pull up in the Esco, man. We call it the Batmobile, man. I'm gonna pull up in the Batmobile, man. I'm gonna give you a limousine feel, man. Yo,
Oh
like,
man.
man,
Hey
brothers is out
yo.
here doing it, man. Brothers is out here like
Yeah,
legit
man.
doing it legal too, man. Like
Yeah,
that
man.
framed our brains,
I,
man.
yeah, I wanna ask you something in a more serious, man. I wanna ask you a more serious question. What three things do you think society should know that don't know what goes on behind the wall?
Um, Human suffrage. Like, I don't
Mm,
think a lot of people see that suffering part, right? That we go to. Like I said, and when I say that, I mean the emotional swings. right? Here it is, man. You talking to one of your family members and they're at a party. So in that first couple of minutes, you happy, right? Because you're talking to them, you feel part of it. And then the closer that 20-minute call gets to ending, now you start to feel down. You start to feel shame, all of these things. So that mental torture that comes with prison, I think a lot of people don't understand. Also, the lack of feeling human, right? Because you're caged like an animal, right? So now you lose those social norms and those social cues that are important to growth and development. I feel like a lot of people miss that and don't understand that part just from talking to all of these different people. And lastly, lack of intimacy, human touch. Right? Like, here it is. We have significant others, but we got to sit across the aisle from them. We can't hug and kiss them. We can't do all of these things that are natural for we as humans to be. And lastly, I'd say, just throw this in there on top, lack of education when it comes to the prison system and what it truly is and what it truly needs to be. Statistically, I can give you why recidivism is high. Lack of education, lack of emotional regulation. You know, hurt people. They need to focus more around trauma, because a lot of times we end up in prison or end up in certain spaces because of traumas that we have suffered within our lives and haven't come to grips with or learned how to properly process and deal. So that's what I would say to people when it comes to lack of knowledge of what's really going on in prison, what's needed.
Everything you said is real. There's another thing I think, you know, society doesn't know, but we have a multitude of men and women that are incarcerated who have truly changed and redeemed themselves, who are just growing. Like, I know you've seen it and I've seen it, individuals we come up with, and they were straight savages. And then, man, you see them maturing and growing, and blam, they're just not the same. They're not the same person they once were. You know, and I think that, you know, society they just not everyone, but they just think that everybody, you know, that's behind the wall just doesn't care. You know,
but think about how much growth and development we did. Think about how much growth and self-development, because the Department of Corrections didn't give us these programs. We had to go search them. We had to start them. We had to hold that line of teaching one another, right? Then we had a few, you know, volunteers who came in and helped with that narrative. But also we learned how to communicate and deal properly with what we had went through as children. I remember those conversations we had. You know what I mean? Where we were pouring our hearts out to one another to try to figure out better ways to deal with what we had been through than the lives we chose. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Shay.
Nah. Another thing I noticed too, man, is, you know, some it may be unpopular, but quite frankly, there's some officers in here that care about us, man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
You know, that's real, man. You know, like today, man, I'm walking back from the yard, and the sergeant came to me and said, "Hey, man, you get your date yet?" I said, "I should be seeing the man within a couple of months." I said, "I'm seeing the class for Thursday." And this gentleman, man, came to me, looked me in the eye, and said, "Nate," he said, "I can't wait for you, man, to get out of here." He said, "You're a good guy." And so, you know, that, you know, not all officers are like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just I want you to, like, tell the people, like, the name of the place that you work at and the work that you do, so that, man, maybe you could help them. Maybe you and Billy could do some outreach work. So could you let I didn't catch the company or the place that you work at, if you don't mind saying it.
I work for, it's the peer recovery center I work for is called Bridge to Hope. It's a peer recovery center, so we deal with all pathways of recovery. Also, we do Crossing the Rubicon, where we go out and actually speak to, you know, at-risk youth. We're on the town selectmen's board, so we sit with the town manager, the chief of police. We also have been training parole officers on how to better manage and deal with people with substance use issues or who have been trauma inflicted. So it's called the Bridge to Hope. Also, we have the National Prison Debate League, as well as Crossing the Rubicon. So, like, we out here trying to attack all corners of it. You know, we trying to touch everybody with the things that we've learned, lived experience.
And they can find that on the internet. They can find that on the web. They can find that on the web.
Yes.
Okay.
On the Peer Recovery Center, we have our own Facebook page. We have our own Instagram page. It's called Bridge to Hope. We also have Crossing the Rubicon. You know, we have that up and running in the National Prison Debate League, where we, like I said, you know what we do. We bring colleges into prison to debate. We are on Instagram, you know, on Facebook, LinkedIn. So if they want to get in, they can definitely find any one of these.
Okay. And you know I'm tapping in, bro. You already know, man. You already know.
You already got to see that today. I'll cut it off. You already know. You already know. We need to
All right.
man.
All right. Well, listen, I want to, again, man, thank you so much, man, for tapping in with me, man, on the Beautiful Things Come From Struggle podcast and YouTube channel. Free tattoo, y'all. Free tattoo. Samuel Caves, man. Free Samuel Caves, man. And lift your prayers up for that, brother. Also, man, I want to shout out, man, my esteemed brother, Billy Powers, man. I miss you, brother. And I hope to be able to tap in with you, too, man. Brother, I love you, man, for the sake of Allah, and I love you, period. Tell Southern, man, I love him, too, man, and thank you for joining us, man. You want to give any words, brother, to the listeners?
Listen, just stay positive and stay active. Staying active is what keeps you out of trouble, but also makes the world better, man. If we stick together as a human race, man, we won't have to worry about a lot of these, things that happen and why we end up incarcerated. So stay blessed, stay safe, and stay active.
Thank you. Well, with that, everyone, I want to thank each and every one of you all for listening and tuning into this episode of Beautiful Things Come From Struggle podcast YouTube channel. We're not here to preach to you. We're just here to reach to you. We love y'all, man. Like and subscribe. And we're going to be coming at you, man, with some real talk, straight talk. We're not here to glorify. We're here to magnify. And with that, I just want to leave each and every one of y'all with the same peace.